Money, war, environment. Three top issues right out of the box demanding Barack Obama's immediate attention after the inauguration. How he deals with them will be closely watched across the Atlantic in Europe. With economies around the globe sliding into recession, governments are struggling to find ways to stem the downturn, with massive bailout packages, measures to stimulate growth, and plans to create jobs. Political economist Waltraud Schelkle of the London School of Economics says turning the crisis around is too big a job for any one man or country. But she says Europe still looks to the U.S.
I mean, Europe in general, and perhaps the Germans in particular, would hope that the U.S. goes on spending and being that big market for our goods, while at the same time, of course, complaining that the Americans don't save enough. So that is a very contradictory position in a way. In a way, yes, Europe hopes that there will be a coordinated effort to stimulate the world economy back into just a normalization and not this free fall into it in which we are at the moment.
While the economy remains uppermost on everyone's mind, security issues, terrorism and war also figure prominently in U.S.-European relations. And with both sides of the Atlantic involved in Afghanistan, the war there is certain to be high on the list, says British defense analyst Francis Tusa.
If President Obama isn't on the phone to Chancellor Merkel and people like that on the 20th of January, I suspect the phones are going to start ringing on the 21st. I suspect almost the first thing he will ask is for a lifting of restrictions on troops already deployed in Afghanistan, and to those nations not deployed, he will be looking not just for one load of MPs or a small medical detachment, no, fighting troops.
Most analysts agree that a more robust troop presence must be coupled with negotiations with some elements of the Taliban for any sort of success in Afghanistan. Most also agree that success in Afghanistan is a crucial test for the future of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Global warming is the other issue that Europeans are hoping for change under Mr. Obama. For the past 8 years of the Bush administration, Europeans have criticized Washington for its climate change policies. Charlie Cronick is senior climate advisor with Greenpeace. He says Mr. Obama can combine economic stimulus with protecting the environment.
In spite of the constraints that are put upon them by the economic situation, there are some real opportunities here, and the first one is really clear. That's investment in energy efficiency and improving the energy performance of the U.S. and it's a fantastic way to generate employment activity and just economic activity generally, and it actually targets the most vulnerable members of society. In other words, people who are going to suffer from what's called fuel poverty, who can't afford to heat their homes in the winter or cool them in the summer. All good stuff, good for the environment, good for the economy.
It's a tall order, but whether on economic issues, war and peace, or saving the environment, much of the world will look to the new American president to work with them and to lead the way. Sonja Pace, VOA News, London.